What's good, Atlanta? It's your girl, Kiana the Belle. And of course, tonight is what? Ladies' night. I'll be the host tonight for DC Triple X I Live. And like always, I got my two ladies here. Who else to have but my fucking sisters? What's good, y'all?
Nothing much. I'm good. How you doing?
And y'all see, I was able to kidnap one of my sisters today. She pulled up on me, so we're going to be sitting together. And I got my other sister, Marie, who's still in Illinois. I ain't dropping no direct location because motherfuckers is crazy. But how y'all been doing? I miss y'all.
I miss y'all too. At least y'all get to be next to each other.
Yeah.
Listen, you know what? I was going through my thing yesterday at the last outing we had when we went out to. I miss you. Just know that I miss
you. Y'all, that's how I felt because I got sick and I'm sitting there scrolling through their videos and I was like, man, I wish I felt like this right now.
Right.
And I missed them and I wouldn't feel like this if them bitches was here because I know y'all would have pumped me up with lemons and cough drops and remedies and voodoo, all that good shit. But yeah, okay, so thank y'all for joining me tonight. And y'all know when we do ladies night, I like to talk about topics that I feel like women can address and we can dive deep into because not every woman is the same, but sometimes we have the same struggles. So as we all know, we ain't talking about Will or Jada this time. We gonna let them be, you know what I'm saying? I think they not had enough. But of course, you know, social media always have popping topics and nobody really addressed the topic of, if you guys don't know, Ari. Money bag yo girl, you know what I'm saying? So to give a recap, there was some issues where she sent her son to the father's house. And of course, we all know that they're no longer together and he has a new girlfriend, fiance, whatever she may be. They already have a child together and she's currently pregnant, getting ready to give birth.
That's rumor.
That's rumor, but I've seen some photos and sis is definitely pregnant. You know, that's not a full stomach. She's pregnant. And so she sent her baby there and there was some kind of issue with her baby. Her baby came home. Of course, as the mother, she questioned the baby. And the baby said that he was hit. He received a scar from a pillow being thrown at him. To our knowledge, she reached out to her baby father and the girlfriend, asked for them to get in contact with her. She didn't hear anything for a whole week. So sis went to the internet to address the situation. So ladies, we all have children. You know, I'm divorced and I've been in a situation like similar to that. My ex-husband, y'all know he got a girl. I don't know what he be doing over there. And there was an issue with my child. So I kind of wanted to just like address that tonight and see you guys different point of views dealing with that. And you know, like dive into how y'all feel about that.
You know what? I've dealt with a situation, something like this. It wasn't to the fact that they actually physically touched my child, but made my child feel indifferent. Mm-hmm. You get what I'm saying? So I've never been the type of woman that would be with a man that has children and then have an issue with his children because you set yourself up for something. You know what I'm saying? Whether you're trying to be that woman or whether you're trying to build with that man, like you never really know what another person's motive is. Right. However, the headspace I'm in now, sis, I'm coming for your head. Yeah. Because he's old enough to really kind of tell me everything. Yeah. I can understand. And parents, we have to be mindful too. If your child saying they're not vibing with somebody, you have to take that into consideration. They may not be able to kind of like convey like exactly what's going on. Yeah. But if it's a situation where you're noticing changes in your child, you have to be careful who you see your kids with. Right. Because I'm telling you, like Jacoby couldn't come home now and say somebody at his dad's house harmed him in a negative way.
Right.
Like, I'm coming to your front door and I'm going to start with you. Before I even get to the problem or the issue, if it was outside of you, I'm going to start with you.
Yeah.
So I feel like if she reached out and she was, because clearly, and I'm not saying that I know her story, but she looked like she don't give a damn about him. She looked like she is fully invested into her new situation, and you know they're still connected and tethered through kids. So I mean, I feel like that's a sticky situation all the way together. Yeah, like all the way around, it's a sticky situation. Yeah.
What about you, Marie? How you feel about that?
I feel like this. I haven't had any similar situations like that because, of course, my kids be with me. But at the end of the day, like even down to going to daycare in school, like my child went to the daycare and came home with a scratch. And before I can even get to the door to check him out, they like, look, we so sorry this happened. We send you text messages through the app and this, that, and the third. They was trying to explain to me what happened to my baby. Yeah. My baby should have never came home telling me he's hurt. That's my situation. As a woman, as this is somebody else's child, you notify that woman right away, or the father, right away that something happened, to my child. Period. At the end of the day, don't play fight with my child because I don't know how to play fight. I real fight. So don't play fight with my child. There's so many games that been created: Uno, tic tac toe, hopscotch. Find something else to do. Because that's not it.
And I was saying when I saw it, because like I don't be focused on everybody else's life, to be honest. Like I be having my own shit going on, but when I see something that I can relate to, I go into it, but I'm kind of like mutual with it. And it's only because like I done been on the side. Y'all know I was in a relationship and the mother didn't like me, so every fucking thing I did was an issue. You know what I'm saying? You know how we was raised. The child don't go home hungry. The child don't go home without a bath.
But like, that's different now.
That is
different.
So,
it's different.
But in the same breath, I'm like, okay, so maybe, you know what I'm saying? Me, I'm like, well, if you felt like she did something to your child, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't you take it to the police? Fuck the internet. What is Instagram gonna do? You get what I'm saying? But I had to take a seat back and I'm like, okay, well, I know being a celebrity or a social media celebrity,
and then she's younger.
Take it to the internet to be like, bitch, I need an answer on what happened.
Yeah, because I've been in a situation where it's like we don't sit in the same room because we don't communicate about the same things. Like, it may be a situation in your household that's going perfect for you, but that's not my reality over here. So it's not. I get what you're saying. Put it like that. Tell me. If we got an
tell
issue
me about my baby,
my kid, like tell me if you don't want my child spending time over there. Damn what the daddy say. Like if you in that household and he's comfortable with you being in there, and you don't want my child in there, let me know, because my child ain't even got. Listen, when my son was born, I said, listen to my son's father. I said, you can either be a sheet of paper or you can be a father. And what I meant by that was like, you have to give men options. If they want to be parents, they can be parents. If they don't, they don't have to be. But the baby won't go home with the mama.
That's true.
Period. So if you got a woman in that household and she's trying to set her own foundation, like you got to be careful with that too.
And that's why I be feeling like women, we have to communicate with each other more. I feel like men be the cause of a lot of fucking drama, especially when it's like you have a child over here and then you have a child over there. Meaning, you know, I tell y'all all the time, I get upset because I feel like my ex-husband someone fucking walkered me. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, and I'm dead ass serious. You knew I did not want any other kids unless I was gonna be married and this was gonna be forever. Because I already brought a daughter into this. You already brought children into this. They had multiple households. And sometimes when you are building a foundation with somebody, you guys are going to focus on what's going on inside the house. I'm a firm believer in that. It's not that I don't care about your kids, but the sole foundation for everybody's kids is going to be our house. Now, I do feel like when you're parenting, everybody should be able to come together and set foundations and set boundaries. So I know what's acceptable, you know what's acceptable, and then we go from there. Like you said, Marie, if a child is hurt, it's no way that you shouldn't be on the phone with the mother. I remember being with my ex-husband, and his son came over, and I was having a hard time with him getting ready for school. They was doing virtual learning, and it almost got to the point where I felt like he was like, bitch, you ain't my mama, so you can't tell me what to do, and my daddy ain't here. So what you gonna do? Like, he was saying that that was on the verge of us literally breaking up. You get what I'm saying?
Level of the
and that's true.
Yes, and
and
the mom and dad always beef in such a tough way and throw their words around. Right. And I don't know whether the child be around or not. I'm not going to speak on that, but you have to be careful what you say around kids.
That's
kids
true.
will pick up the smallest thing and turn it into something big. Right. So I don't know if maybe Ari said something bad about the girl and he like, oh, I'm walking with my mama, or know, kids shouldn't be put in the middle of that. Right. But if my child come home and say, I don't want to stay with her, I don't feel comfortable with her, I'm gonna get to the bottom of it.
Right. And that's how I'll give y'all know, y'all heard about, I recently went through something like that with my ex-husband and his girlfriend or whatever at the time. I have a 3-year-old and I have my 7-year-old. Y'all know that already, but I'm just letting the audience know. And when my baby came home, first of all, my baby didn't even tell me. My 3-year-old didn't tell me. It was the fact that I was over our sister's house and I heard my nephew say he was on the phone and heard my child getting fussed at, and my child had to scrub water up off the floor. I immediately called my ex-husband. I immediately called him what the fuck am I hearing? You know what I'm saying? And then my next step was, okay, so we all need to sit down and have a conversation.
Right.
I didn't get the support that I felt like I should have gotten from him. Not saying that he was supposed to take my side, but I went to him as a concerned parent. Bro, this is what I'm hearing. If you don't want me fucking shit up, I think we should sit down and have a chat. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Absolutely. Want to do that.
No.
And they be feeling like it's something.
And that's why I said it started with the men. Because at the end of the day, I ended up addressing this girl. And I had to let her know, listen, honey, I don't give a fuck what my child's father have going on. That's none of my concern. That's none of my business. You know what I'm saying? My only concern is my children.
And see, it's also rumored that, while him and the new girl, Tiana and G Herbo or something like that, while they was together, that him and Ari slipped back into relations. So you don't know if it's she's spiteful of that. Yes, I felt like Tiana should have never played fight.
That's why I said everything starts with the man. That's why when I had my situation, I literally went to the girl baby, I don't know what he told you. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm pretty sure it was some awful shit, because you've never met me yet. You have a problem with me.
So I don't know.
We can be best friends. You know what I'm saying? And I told her, I'm like, I don't know what he's told you, but coming from me, I'm not that type of female.
Right.
However, when it come down to my kids, baby, I will find you. And I told her this. I'm like, if I hear something else about my children being yelled at or scrubbing anything off the floor, I gave her I'm like, you can reach me by telephone, email, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Chit Chat, Snapchat,
Instacart.
You can reach me, okay? And the thing that got to me was not one time did she say, okay, sis, I respect that. You know what I'm saying? What's your telephone number? That way, when I have them, we can be on the same page. And if they aren't listening to me, I can reach out to you. So that right there let me know that with that other woman, there was no trying to have a relationship with me in the first place.
They want to be like you. And what I've learned in the last couple months, just because you genuine or you really coming to somebody with your honest heart, with being honest and stuff, that don't mean that they're gonna come with you or receive that the same way.
Right.
If that makes sense. You can be in the right and be like, hey, I'm really trying to resolve this. If I did something to offend you, let me know. You know what I'm saying? From stepping on your toes. No, they'll be like, okay, it's good in my face, so we're gonna work on it, and then you get the same result. And then when you lose your shit on them, then they want to be like, oh, okay, well, this is what I anyway. Right. No, we could have settled this a long time ago. This could have been done and over with. Open line of communication. Right. And I think that's what it's about at the end of the day.
Yeah, because you guys, at first, like I said, I've been on both sides. So with me going through so much hell from my ex-husband, baby mothers, it was just I'm probably tripping. You know what I'm saying? He's 3 years old. He probably went over there, didn't get what he wanted, and was like, I don't like her no more. Yeah. And then, I saw the video prior to that when Ari was saying, I'm having another baby, and he bust out crying. So I'm like, well, maybe he's just jealous because kids do that. You know what I'm saying? So oh, they keep having babies where I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't until I honestly talked to you, Marie, and you was like, still though, she reached out to them and you know, she got nothing. And you know what I'm saying? It's said that the girl was messing with him while him and Ari was together. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I was like,
and then vice versa. Ari was messing with him while him and T. It's just a whole situation where they need to grow up, get past the situation, sit down, come up with a co-parenting plan, and make it happen for these kids. Because the only people involved that's going to get hurt is the children. Because now he have children by her. They're siblings. Right. So you should always teach them to stick together no matter what. Keep y'all grown folks shit behind the closed doors.
Right.
Keep it behind closed doors.
Right. Yeah, I be able to like pinpoint like bullshit when I hear it, because in my relationships, it's always been me trying to be like, oh, y'all, let's come together. You know what I'm saying? We got to raise these kids together. And they like, bitch, I don't like you.
I have learned not to just even go that way. Like, most of the men that I date don't have kids.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't know how that happens.
Yeah.
However, it happens to me all the time. Yeah. They don't have no kids when I'm involved with them. Now, after me, they start letting them move.
Yeah.
However, while they with me, when they meet me, no kids. Like, I've done that one time. It was a fucking nightmare. Right, and
I don't date men with kids, even with the men I have kids with.
I swear I've said that a couple of times. Like, my ex done came to me.
No.
And I'm like, fucking kids, okay? I ain't trying to, you got too many kids.
No.
I don't need drama. Like, it's really to the point, like, the last relationship, y'all know that I was in was so toxic with the co-parenting and the other kids that I have 3 kids, and I tend to be like, I prefer a man that doesn't have kids. And then they put me like in a box, because I be like, well, bitch,
it's very judgmental.
That you don't want somebody with kids and you sitting up
and I got 3.
No preference. I'm not saying that's gonna be everybody vibe. Everybody gonna rock with that.
Yeah.
However, I just got lucky a whole bunch of times.
Yeah.
I just get lucky. I don't know what it is, but I always get lucky.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
It.
Well, like I said, she said that, you know, she gave them a week to reach out to her, and they didn't reach out to her. Of course, she went to the internet, and then there was a rebuttal from his girlfriend, where she was like, you know, for months you've been doing this and slandering my name and bullying me and stuff like that, and I'm tired of it.
You don't play fight with nobody else.
Because Ari, what happened was she posted a picture of the baby on her page, and Ari was like, "Yeah, you got 20 motherfucking minutes to take my baby off your page."
Yeah.
And she immediately removed the picture, but then she came back with the, you know, rebuttal of, you know, you've been doing this.
If she could have did that, she damn sure could have reached out when she
talked to me. So now
if you want to be on internet
Instagram or wherever you posted it,
however, be expecting to get your ass checked when the time comes. Like, you can't throw tomatoes, then hide. Like, you can't do that. Like, no, you setting yourself up for it to be an issue when you could have did that off the internet. If she wasn't being childish, you could have been an adult. Like, you could have taught her something. That was a teaching moment in that moment.
For everybody.
If you did that, and which I'm glad you gave me the rest of the story, like, I have no sympathy for you. Whatever you get is what you get, because you stirring the pot.
Yeah.
Like, don't throw rocks and then hide your hands. Yeah. No, you can't do that.
But do y'all feel like that the man in this situation is like the cause of all of this? Because I do feel like men run their households. So, like, the woman is the backbone. I do feel like that. Like, we hold this shit together. But I feel like if you don't have a man, like, I used to tell my ex all the time, like, with his baby mama, one of them in particular, would be like, yo, she can't be around Kiana. I don't trust Kiana. But I was bringing the girl hair. The little girl was, you know, wanting me to be around her for school events. I was her fucking mom. And, like, I genuinely felt like the little girl like me.
I feel like you were a brave person, because you are a little bit stronger than me. Like, if you see your kids with me, and me and him and I are dating, and you feel like it's an issue with me, you don't have to ever worry about me doing nothing for your kid. That don't mean I'm gonna mistreat them. That don't mean I'm not gonna take them and treat them like I treat my kids. However, there are limits to that. As a woman, you set the limits for another woman in your household. You get what I'm saying? In their household. You set the stage.
Being that I was married to him, I always felt like my husband should have stepped up and been like, listen, this is who I married. She does absolutely nothing to the kids. And I know this may sound so fucked up, but if you feel like it's an issue, then we'll just keep it separate. And the only reason why I felt like that, because I was like, I kept telling him, I'm like, listen, I'm a woman. I can be a bed of roses and I can be your darkest fucking nightmare. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, she's only doing this because every time she threatened you to take the child, you cave in and you're like, oh,
and every time you don't do something, she say, it's all bitter.
Like, and you keep doing this, she's gonna keep. It literally got so bad that I was like, tell her, okay, take her. Tell her to be like, okay, take her. And I was like, and watch how quickly everything will change.
You know what? I don't even think I'm brave enough to deal with that because I be like, fuck you and your child.
Yeah,
like,
and I
know my attitude. And I know that's harsh, but I'm like, fuck you and your child. Like, for real. Like, especially if it's coming from, and I think that come from, like, our mama teaching us to have a genuine heart about stuff and, like, don't put kids in it.
Right.
But if you don't want your kid, first of all, I probably upgrade your dusty ass. I probably
absolutely
the best life you can have. And I'm trying to do the same thing with your child.
Yeah.
My life, you need to know, like, I'm not gonna do anything to hurt your child. However, if you take it upon yourself to have that type of attitude, like, you met the right one. Because don't ask me for no college tuition, don't ask me for no car notes, don't ask me for nothing that had anything to do with your child because it's your child.
My last child father, he have like a 19-year, well, he's 21 now. Let me take that back. He ain't 19. He's 21 now, whatever. And his first time going to a bar was a few months back. So he's at the bar and he calls me and he's like, some girl just walked up and slapped me. So I'm like, what? He like, I'm like, I'm on the way. I mean, it's nighttime. I'm eating popcorn in the bed with my head wrapped on. I jump up, I get in the car and go to the bar, in the bar with my head wrapped on. Like, don't ever put your hand on my child. Oh, that's your child. That's my child. He white as day, y'all. Yeah. But that's my child. Don't put your hand on my child.
Don't put your hands on my shit.
But see, that's from a genuine place. Don't realize that it be that genuine, or people still genuine like that. Like, I swear to God, I feel like it's a rare commodity. You know what I'm saying? It's so rare. It's very rare that you meet genuinely good people. And I'm not gonna, not to toot my mama horn, but toot, because she raised some genuinely good people that
not only that, she got some genuinely good men, because I can remember. You know, I tell everybody, my mom was married a couple of times. I got 3 dads. And when mom would make Thanksgiving dinner, all my fucking dads was there. And everybody got along and everybody respected each other. And nobody was jealous of one another. And if I needed one dad and I have the phone and I'm on the phone with the other dad, nobody into it. Like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like, everybody come together, make sure these fucking kids are straight. We all love each other. We all there for each other, and then that was that. And so when I got in that relationship, it was like, what the fuck is this? This
world
shit
full of weirdos now. Like, that's why I was like, I don't know if I can deal with somebody who like, I tried the worst experience ever. Like, one time was enough for me. And I'm not judging nobody because I have a kid. But I'm just saying that's a lot to take on, because you don't know what energy they attach themselves to in the past, and they come with all that shit knocking at your door. Like, it's a lot to unpack. So you gotta really get to know somebody. I gotta know the kid. I gotta see the mama before I say I do.
You know what? That was a very big lesson for me. Like, if I was to date a man with children already, I literally want to see what type of baby mother you have.
But you can't be too quick to judge him on that.
Yeah, because not all women are
college mistakes, high school mistakes. Like,
and that's understandable.
My son probably was a mistake.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
you did say Tiana is pregnant, right? I think that you said Tiana, her name. Yep, she's pregnant, right? So do y'all think, like, she just recently had a baby? So do y'all think, like, postpartum got something to do with the situation too?
Absolutely, and especially if she's at home with the first baby, and then she's pregnant now. Absolutely, yes. And if there was some drama and some beef between her and Ari, or if Ari feel like, you know what you did and you was wrong, this would be the perfect fucking time for Ari to send her child over there, knowing, because Ari has had a baby, so I'm pretty sure she have had some experience.
She went through her moment. She did go through her moment where she and everybody thought it was funny.
And this is where women have to be honest with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? Because I'll be the first to admit, my ex called me and was like, they could talk better to, you know, her name was Keita. They could talk better to Keita. And I'm like, do you think I give a fuck? Mm-hmm. And I know that's harsh, but those were my emotions at the time. And I have to be real about that. Because I'm like, nigga, I went through the same motherfucking shit. Not only did I felt like I was fucking dying living with you, but you brought an additional person to my house and you wasn't even there. We were literally in the like beginning stages of like, this shit is dead. You know what I'm saying? He literally went and got his son, brought his son to the house, but he wasn't even there. So now I'm like, okay, I'm dealing with my husband not even being at home. I don't know who he's laying up with at night. Mm-hmm. And now you done brought another child here that's looking at me like, hey, and you can't tell me what to do. You get what I'm saying? And prior to him maybe hearing some things or him having his own emotions, because even though they're kids, they still have their own emotions. I don't know how the fuck he felt about his dad and his mom. And he's looking at me like, yeah, you thought this shit was sweet. Now you probably going through what my mama went through. So it was like, yo, I'm fucking going crazy in this bitch. Yeah. I couldn't imagine being pregnant with just remembering the issues that I have. And that was the only time that I felt like my ex-husband was like perfect for me, because it was like almost to the fact where I felt like he had a fetish with me being pregnant, because he was always nice, or if I wanted something, he'll go get it, or you know what I'm saying? So I think back like, damn, nigga, was it the fact that you felt like I was pregnant and
you was at home and you're not going nowhere? You're not gonna put on that little black dress and step out with your sisters and dance on the dance floor?
Because your edge is falling out, you home.
He going to work while Tiana at home with them kids.
Exactly.
Ari is living her best life. Exactly. She have her babysitter.
Right. Exactly.
So are you jealous, or are you doing stuff out of spite because you in a situation that you're not happy with? Baby girl, do some self-healing, because you don't put your hand on nobody, child.
It was a pillow fight or whatever. And I'm a tomboy at heart. So of course, there's been times where I like to play fight and stuff like that, but I keep that shit to a minimum. And being in my situations that I was in the first place, like I said, I felt like I was treading lightly, you know what I'm saying? Because I would have for somebody to be like, oh, this happened to my child. Now, I told you that, bitch. I told you I didn't trust that bitch, because that would be the first thing that I would hear. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So like, and that's why I said when I came into the situation and listening to it and reading about it, I had an open perspective, because I know it's always his side, her side, and then the truth.
Right.
And then we never know what has transpired before this.
All the extra pettiness that been going back and forth with Ari and him still fussing at each other and beefing. They need to leave that beef at their wedding.
Why would you bring that here? Yeah,
that is safe.
I definitely agree. I feel like, okay, so do y'all feel like they could come? Because Ari was like, I tried to be cool with you, and you know what I'm saying, you be getting on Instagram acting like you all innocent and shit, and I ain't buying it. Fuck it, we ain't gotta be cool. Do y'all think that's healthy?
I don't think that's healthy. I think that might be a smidge bit of jealousy.
Okay, but sometimes you have to let people go in your life. You can try and you can put your all in it. You can put your all in it, because really Ari could have went over there and whooped her ass, pregnant or not pregnant, because that's my train of thought. So if she see that she need to remove herself because of the success and the things that she got going on for her own child, and then she's a first-time mother, I believe. That's her first child.
Yeah.
They don't play. First moms are crazy. I remember when I was the first mom, and I was just like, oh my God, don't breathe on my baby. Don't look at my baby like, oh, he cute. Okay, back up some, ma'am. Like, first time moms are like that with their first kid, you know? Yeah. So,
okay,
I totally agree where she's coming from.
Because,
she needs to remove herself from the situation. If the girl don't want it, she don't want it. Ari, keep your baby. You got that money, girl. You making that money, girl. Keep making that money. Have you a nanny on the side while you get your makeup done, doing your modeling. Have your baby with you, girl, or with your people. Because I don't trust a soul. When you show me your colors, you show me your colors. And with my child,
I can respect that. Because with my last incident, y'all know that the boys was with their dad or whatever. But the last incident, I got so pissed off. I was like, yo, bring me my fucking kids. Like, that's it. I'm fucking done. Because Journey was on the phone with me and called me early one morning. They was out of school. And he's like, well, Mom, I want some breakfast or whatever. And I'm like, well, what do you want? And he's like, well, I'm mad because Keita wouldn't give me no chips. This was my ex-husband girl at the time or whatever. And the first thing I say, y'all, is like, Journey, it's 9:00 in the morning. You're not getting no fucking chips. You can get breakfast, but you're not getting chips. Okay, so prior to me saying this, y'all know I had went down there and actually talked to her, letting her know how I felt about my kids. So I felt like at this point, I'm sorry, y'all. I felt like at this point, she took it and she took it back to my ex-husband, and she was scared of me for whatever reason. So every time something
I wouldn't say
happen,
scared of you. I would use the word intimidated.
No, she said that she was scared of me. So she would literally call my ex. No, I'm serious, y'all. She would literally call my ex-husband every single time that something happened with the kids, and would be like, oh, I don't want her to come over here and try to fight me, when that's never what I said. I said that if I hear something else, or if I feel some type of way after this conversation, I feel like we're adults and we can
like if you throw a pillow at my child.
And it got so bad till I felt like she was using that as an excuse to try to get brownie points with my ex-husband.
Let me say this, because I just had an epiphany. You know, I need women to be accountable for this. When they get with men that have kids and the kids are with the moms, they need to be comfortable with knowing that those men have kids.
Yeah.
In the sense of saying it like this. The mom go home with the kids, but we need these dads to do the same thing. And if you come in and step in on the scene and you know these men have kids, I always look at a female like this. I can't have respect for you if you fuck a man and you know he don't take care of his kids.
Right.
I don't give a damn if he makes 17 kids. He needs to be either seen, paying for, being emotional, because not everything is finance.
Yeah.
Some shit is emotional. Something is just spiritual. Sometimes you could just give your child time of day, and that's worth more than, funds, more than money. So with that being said, I need women to be more conscious of the fact that, the mom take the baby home, but when this man's supposed to be on the clock, he needs to be on the fucking clock. Yeah. Period. Women need to just work with other women in doing it, because I feel like it's so many bum ass women out here too that don't allow men to be fathers to their fucking kids.
And you know what? I'm glad you say that, because my ex came to me and he was like, telling me about some problems they was having, and I'm not even trying to put them on blast, but y'all know I like keeping shit real or whatever. And the first thing I told him was, when we was going through our divorce, the boys were with me. The boys were with me because I didn't feel like at that time he was in a state of mind where I could trust him with my kids. I went to court and I'm letting them know, my goal is not to keep my kids from their father. However, as a mother, I couldn't live with myself knowing that I let my kids go somewhere and something has happened to them and I knew something wasn't right and I could have prevented it. So what I told him was, I said, you went out and you found a female that got accustomed to just fucking you, just being with you with no kids involved, and then all of a sudden, boom, it's like your kids are back.
Now you got custody.
And now it's a problem.
Yeah, now you have joint custody and we sharing. Now all of a sudden it's like, oh no, I don't want to do this.
And you know what I said to him? I said, you didn't meet a woman of good caliber. Because whether the kids were in a house or not, she should have known.
You knew that's what you signed up for.
You still have kids. So don't act fucking confused now that and it's such a big deal now that the kids are back. I say, you know what? You go out and you find women that just want to lay up and fuck you.
And that's what I say about when I first meet somebody, I tell them my situation. I have somebody right now that I am totally over heels for. If things would have went the right way, we would be in love. But I don't want any more kids. Right. So that's a big factor that I bring up. And I also bring up that I have 3 kids. And when all the fathers and my baby mama come in the room, we're all going to eat together. We're all, no, we not all sleeping together, but we're all going to eat together. We're all going to be in front of these kids, letting them know that we're healthy enough to take care of them.
Right.
And that's how I feel like if you can't come in my situation, I have dated people who was like, nah, I ain't cool with that. Like, what you want?
Yeah.
Julia, that's your baby mama.
Yeah.
I have 2 baby daddies. My baby mama, when they come around, we're around. Everybody's going to family events. Everybody eating together. Everybody drinking together. I don't have people to say, well, that's not for me. And I'm like, okay, cool. Let's be friends. And we still friends to this day.
Right. Yeah.
And that's just life. Like,
I think it's very important to have that foundation when kids are involved, because like you guys said, it doesn't hurt anybody but the kids. But it's so frustrating. Like I told you, Marie, today, I was like, yo, I'm not taking up for Ari. I'm not saying she wrong. Right. I'm not taking up for the other girl. I'm not saying she wrong.
Okay, well, maybe she's jealous. But then I had to think about it. She's not. She's being a mom.
And that's
I said, I don't know what's the behind closed doors. I said, both of them got a point. Ari, get your child. Tiana, don't put your hands on nobody else's shit. I don't care if it's a pillow. I don't care if it's a feather. Don't touch nobody else's stuff. And Ari, get your baby. And don't even deal with that no more. And like she said, she don't want to deal with that. That's not her being bitter. She done with that stage of her life. She's growing. You can't keep growing you can't grow a plant in the dark. So if she still stay in that dark place and still trying to get them to get on board, she ain't their mama or their daddy. Let them go, girl, and keep moving on. Let Tiana go with what she's going through, because don't worry, give it some time. She gonna be right where Ari is right now in a couple of years, because that man gonna do the same thing. Nobody is holding him accountable for his actions.
And that's why I said,
and he don't care.
Hold the men accountable, because to me, the men are the foundation of the home. If you got a weak ass man, or you got a man that don't know how to put everybody in their place, that shit gonna crumble every single time. And being with the last relationship that I was in, that marriage, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. If you're a man and you can't hold everybody accountable and put everybody in their place, or be a man, because sometimes you do have to walk away from shit and give everybody a little time. Right. You know what I'm saying? And then explain that shit later. Listen, I tried. Yeah, we was doing this on this side. Your mom or your dad wasn't rocking this way. I had to respect their household, but at the end of the day, I had my own household. And when everybody get grown, it was shit that I didn't understand about mom and dad them until I got older and I had my own kids. And I'm like, oh, okay, that makes absolutely all the fucking sense in the world. But if you are with a man that does not have a backbone, you'll forever see women bickering between each other, and the kids are the only ones suffering from it.
One thing about it, and two things for y'all, I'm 29 years old and I never saw mom and pops fuss. I never saw them fuss. And to this day, I still try to dig in my memory. And I'm like, I didn't see that. Like,
right.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know that was a thing. Like, y'all shouldn't, and I do think they should stop talking in front of their child, because their child picking up on that stuff. He's a very smart little boy.
Yeah.
And these kids now are very smart. Yes, these kids are very smart now. You can't hide nothing from them.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. At all.
No. So I do feel like, women need to come together. You got to find a man with a backbone. Ladies, stop getting with these men and they got baby mamas and you feel like you just want to start your own little family, because it doesn't work like that. It should be some kind of communication. And you know what? Like, to me, when I see two women and they have the same, baby father, and they working together and they love each other.
I love to see it.
Well, tell them to sit, and women, I'm not saying no date men with kids, because that's just my preference.
Yeah.
If they grown, okay, I can deal with it, because I went in a situation, he was grown, baby, and he was I went in that situation. But if he do have kids, have a sit down with the woman. Say, man, let's take her out to lunch. Sit down and talk to that woman and be like, okay, I understand things happen the way they happen, but I'm gonna be, don't be smart like I'm gonna be here now, but I'm gonna be around, and I want to make it comfortable for all of us. And what are the boundaries? Set boundaries. Sit down with you, the man, and her. You have to sit down,
because females will share a dick, but won't sit down and have a conversation with each other. Like, y'all already know the best parts of each other, damn near, because y'all sharing the same pH balance.
And though I say that, no, and this is why I say, even though I feel like the men are the foundation, I feel like women are the cause of life and death. We create life and we create death. This world would never be at peace, for real, until women come together and love each other. I just made a post the other day. I'm like, you know, and I know I probably ruffled some feathers, but I'm like, everybody, all these Black women and all these women out here, like, we not protected by Black men. Bitch, when do you protect your sister?
Yeah.
When do you protect your sister?
Yeah.
Like, when are y'all gonna love each other enough? If we
and really, men are the muscles. To me, men are the muscles and women are the thinkers. We can be more rational.
Right.
Men are supposed to be the protectors, and the women are supposed to be common ground.
We live in a society where it's honestly, and I hate to say this, but it's like a woman will see another woman and she's automatically competition. Or it didn't work out with me that way. Like I said, I did the shit. When my ex called me and he's like, well, they could be more respectful. I'm like, well, what do you want me to say? At this point, I don't give a fuck. And I had to go deep within myself and address the issues that I had and was like, yo, Kiana, why are you feeling like this? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you've been through that. So why would you want to see another woman go through that? I literally had to be like, hold myself accountable and be like, yo, that's not cool. So I sat down with my kids and I'm like, listen, let me tell y'all something. Nobody can do nothing to y'all, but y'all know how I am. You do not disrespect an adult. If they do something to you, you come to me and you let me know what's going on. So we gotta hold ourselves accountable. And it's okay to get in your emotions. Sometimes we're human. It's gonna fucking happen.
But you gotta grow. It's called
you gotta address that
development. Period.
Like,
at the end of the day, it's growth and development.
Yeah.
Don't nobody want to be 30 doing 20-year-old stuff.
Shit,
like what I was doing at 21 is not what I'm doing at 30.
No.
Like, no.
Girl, and everybody know I used to throw them hands. After I had my first baby, I'm like looking at people like, girl, I'm not gonna be sitting here. I'm not gonna sit here and be fighting with you. We is not in high school. Like,
I know you see my face. Like, I'm not, bitch. If I gotta go to jail, they gonna make me take my wig off if it's not glued down. Are you serious?
And now that it's glued down, they don't care about that anyway.
Exactly. They're gonna be like, here, we got some alcohol. You clear that shit out. Now I'm on Instagram and Google with my fucking Sealy braids and everybody like, who the fuck is that? That's Kiana the Belle. Cause I done let you trick me out of, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my time. That I never get back.
Time for it no more. But I do feel like men are the backbone and women, we are the light, we are the creators, and we are the death of everything. And without that divine energy of balance, shit would never be right. And that's just honestly how I feel. So I do hope that Ari and this girl, whatever their differences are, at the end of the day,
that shit for their kids.
It is.
Squash
and at the end of the day, I feel like the most selfish thing you can do is have relatives out here that are not close to each other. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's just messed up. That's just messed up to me. You know
it ain't like all of them ain't gonna be knowing each other anyway, because shit, all they do is go on television shows.
Yeah, but how toxic is for kids to grow up and be like, oh, that's not my brother, that's my half. That, you know, mama did.
Yeah, that's toxic.
Never had no half.
No.
Yeah, ain't no half.
Because I'm gonna have my wife when I come in your house and not use no key. I'm
right.
gonna use my key and help myself to your refrigerator.
Yeah.
In your kids' fruit snacks. So ain't no half or nothing. So,
no.
Yeah, I do hope that they come together, and I do hope that they sit down, they able to squash this shit. And overall, I just hope that women are able to like look at this, respect themselves, respect each other, and I hope that men are able to end relationships and start new relationships without bashing the previous woman or having a woman already painted this idea of what the old woman is like. Because I literally stepped to this girl talking to her and she honestly took it left field. So it automatically told me that, you know, he done had pillow talk with her, telling her a whole bunch of fucking lies.
If you want to make a nigga sweat,
invite
his ex out.
Yes,
you have to invite them out. You have to invite them out. Let me tell you something. Invite them out, y'all.
Invite them out. see exactly what's going on,
Right.
and you can take it from there. You can literally.
If anything, I'm gonna say, girl, call me.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what? That's what I'll be saying. Like, if half of the girls would actually sit down with me and I'll be like, baby, I can tell you some things.
Tell
you, like, listen, you don't even have to tell me what's going on. Like, because one thing about it, what mama say, a leopard doesn't change its spots.
Right.
So when you feel some type of way about me, I already know what's going on. But if you sit down with me and you honestly have an open conversation with me, you would know that I'm not that type of female, and I'm here for you. I'm gonna help you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do feel like that's a situation that everybody need to address. But on that note, y'all, I appreciate y'all so much for coming out with me tonight and us talking about this, because I really feel like as women we can learn and grow from this. You know what I'm saying? And again, I do hope that the women are able to sit down and work it out, because nobody suffer but the kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And on that note, y'all, we gonna end this, and we gonna send out love and peace to women. And remember, like, for real, I really want this to dig in deep, that women are the life and the death of everything. So without us, nothing is balanced. I got my baby
right.
Y'all making noise, okay? So on that note, thank y'all again. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe, hit that like button, and drop some comments in the comment section. Let us know how y'all feel. Until next time, I'm your girl Kiana the Belle with DC Triple X I Live. This is Ladies Night with my sisters, and we'll see y'all next time.
Next time.
Peace.